Namaskar, we are all live on Facebook now, and we are going to start in a minute. I will just go on the speaker mode. So Namaskar, and welcome all to this very important historic webinar, which GKPD Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora is hosting today. Today is a very historic day, firstly because it's International Human Rights Day, and secondly, we are going to be discussing a very important development. As you might be all aware, recently in the Lok Sabha, our Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji, he passed the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization / Amendment Bill, which promises to nominate 2 members from the Kashmiri Pandit community and 1 member from POJK. Now, some of us most of us might not agree with the term migrants being used for us because we consider ourselves rightly as internally displaced people and refugees in our own country. But nonetheless, notwithstanding that, this is a historic development. But like all other historic decisions, there is always a group of people who have worked behind the scenes so that we are able to see this day today. And we thought it's important that we get these group of people together, all volunteers in their own right. And they will be talking today about their role in getting this historic resolution passed. I will be moderating today. I don't have to say much. So I will pass it on to my co-moderator, Kashi Akunji, who is the GKPD coordinator for the NCR region. And Kashi Akunji, will you please introduce the speakers? We have a wide array of speakers today, ranging from Justice Saraf, who has worked not years, but decades for the Kashmiri Pandit community. We have Ashwani Chranguji, who is very well known in the community. And of course, we have volunteers from GKPD who have been working on this for many years, like Rakesh Kaulji. And we also have Rakesh Kaulji from Srinagar, who I believe is a Sarpanch based in Srinagar. So we are all looking forward to this very enlightening discussion. If you have any comments, please join Facebook Live on GKPD Facebook page and group. And if you have any suggestions or questions, please feel free to write them there. We'll be picking the questions as we go. So over to Kashi Akhunji.
Oh, thank you very much, Shapalga ji. Thank you for giving a brief introduction of this webinar. In fact, we are very happy and thankful to the panelists who have joined us today in this webinar. So we have with us Mr. Ashwani Chranguji, who is a. Are you getting me? Hello?
Yes, we are getting, yes.
Right. So we have with us Mr. Ashwani Chranguji, Mr. Rakesh Kaulji from USA. We have with us Mr. B.L. Saraf, Justice B.L. Saraf from Jammu. We have with us Surinder Kaulji from USA. We have Rakesh ji from Srinagar and Mr. Utpal Kaulji from Delhi. As of now, we have got Yoginder ji also. I have seen just now in the Zoom. So I feel he's also here. So let us start it first from Mr. Ashwani Chranguji. Ashwani Chranguji have been a since very long a community activist. He has been in RSS Pracharak. He has been working with BJP since very long and has been always at the call of the community. Ashwani Chranguji has worked along for the human rights of Kashmiri Hindus. Of course, he has presented a draft to National Human Rights Commission, on which the National Human Rights Commission gave a judgment that this Kashmiri Hindus genocide, the atrocities thrown on Kashmir Hindustan is akin to genocide. So I would love to hear first from Mr. Ashwani Chranguji. Please, sir, stage is yours. Please unmute yourself and start the proceedings today.
I believe I am unmuted. Is that right?
Yes, you are, Ashwini ji. Carry on. Thank you.
Okay. Namaskar to all of you for this wonderful meeting today. This enthralling audience on this very historic occasion. First of all, as has been said, that this is the International Human Rights Day. We have been very much attached to the significance of this day because it was on this day that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was approved by the General Assembly of the UNO in 1948. Then we, in accordance with it, adopted fundamental rights in our constitution, Indian constitution. In view of that, then what happened to Kashmiri Pandits in 1989, 90, and thereafter, we took this case in 1994 in view of those human rights abuses to the National Human Rights Commission, and National Human Rights Commission also came out with this decision in June 1999, saying prominently that acts akin to genocide were committed against the Kashmiri Pandits by the terrorists and militants in Kashmir, and a genocide type design may exist in the minds and utterances of the terrorists and militants in Kashmir. The Kashmiri Pandit, this National Human Rights Commission said also that Kashmiri Pandits have not been given due understanding and relief that they deserved. So with this, this saga of struggle right from 1989 down to this date has seen a lot of people. I remember by name uh, who were involved for the last almost 35 years in this struggle. Everybody did whatever was possible for him or her, contributing to the cause. But one thing very importantly for all of us was that Kashmiri Pandit voice should be recognized politically, in the sense that Kashmiri Pandits should have some kind of a reservation, some kind of a nomination, some kind of a representation in the main political representative houses of the nation, that is the J&K State Assembly as well as the Parliament. And in this perspective, we launched a struggle in, it was around 2017, 2018. I remember that we wrote a letter to all the main political parties in Jammu and Kashmir state, stating that all the political parties should, in one of their parliamentary constituencies out of 6 in Jammu and Kashmir state, field only Kashmiri Pandits in that particular constituency. A letter was written by me to all the political parties. However, I was invited by the BJP at that particular point of time to pursue this cause, telling me and convincing me that it would be very good if I join formally Bharatiya Janata Party and espouse this cause under the banner of BJP. Then thereafter, what happened, we all knew that 2019, 5th August, Article 370 and 35A, they were repealed, made non-functional in Jammu and Kashmir state through an act of parliament. And immediately after that, we seized the opportunity when Government of India declared and appointed uh, the Delimitation Commission of India with Justice Ranjana Desai, a former Supreme Court judge, as its chairperson, along with the Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Chandra, as one of its members, and then Mr. K.K. Sharma, who was at that time and who is still the Election Commissioner in Jammu and Kashmir state, and then Deputy Commissioners also. We wrote to them, and this was a consistent and a relentless fight and a struggle with the Delimitation Commission. Initially, they called us, and when they called us, they told us at that particular point of time that whatever you would have in your mind, you please give all that to us in a formal fashion. When that situation was there, we immediately tried to gather mass, and I contacted many a people, many a very good people in the community, and I am on this date conscious of the fact that if those persons would have not been with us, we would have not seen this day. They have never allowed us to feel that we were alone. And I will like to name all those people who played a very prominent role in not only advising but also contributing to this cause, the fine cause of Kashmiri Pandits. They included Shri Utpal Kaul ji of from New Delhi, then Mr. B.L. Saraf, retired principal, district and session judge, a luminary in his own, in its very in his very sense, in his very this introduction. Then Mr. Kuldeep Khudaji, retired Director General of Police, Jammu and Kashmir State. Shri Yogendra Kaulji, retired IGP, J&K State. Then GKPD, wonderful members and volunteers, Mr. Rakesh Kaul. I have very high regard for Rakesh ji for the very purpose that right from the word go, he showed not only sincerity, sense of purpose, but at the same time, what was his contribution, which I always consider is perfect, was the positive attitude. The positive attitude that GKPD always expressed by actions, not only by intent, but also by actions, was noteworthy. And that made our success story going. At that particular point of time, I would like to say that whatever political thinking we had and the framework we had, it was very important to give that a constitutional framework, and that constitutional framework was given by Saraf Sahab, and then it was also supported by Khuda Sahab, Yogendra Kaulji, and also all others who were in this struggle. Yes, this is true that it was not only the delimitation commission that was our mainstay, but immediately after the delimitation commission, when the report went to the government of India, we contacted Prime Minister's office directly, and then also the Home Ministry, and we got into touch with them on a regular basis. Then how to keep this issue alive in the public domain, for that a lot of things were done, writing articles, going for the media press conferences, then pursuing it at every step, at every level. In my opinion, this 5 year struggle was from all angles, not only inspiring for us, also for, but also for the coming generations and this generation. I believe what has been done was not ordinarily possible. It was not ordinarily possible because we had to go along this barrage of struggles, and we had to go through the steps and channels and tunnels, and everything was done with the grace of God, with the contribution of everyone. And the most important that I would like to reiterate was that supported us was the positive attitude always. It was, I never witnessed people speaking who were working along with us speaking in a negative fashion. I here will also comment, rather I will acknowledge and recognize the role Dr. Surendra Kolji performed. His attitude, his positive approach, and then his lovely inspirations and advices, they also that also contributed to this whole show. There is no doubt in it that people are of this opinion that I played a key role, rather the front runner's role, but the fact of the matter is something different, and that is that if this whole group would have not been pursuing this cause, whatever I did, or whatever I would have been able to do, might not be might not be uh, enough to reach the destination that was almost unimaginable, and we achieved it. This is for us. We have been doing so many things over the last 40 years so far as Kashmiri Pandit struggle is concerned, but doing something, organizing program, organizing protests, organizing exhibitions, giving ideas is one thing. But pursuing some cause at a government's level, at the level of the parliament, at the level of the delimitation commission and commission, all this, it is not an ordinary thing. It is a very big thing. It needs so much of perseverance. It needs so much of hard labor. It needs so much of intellectual contribution, and at the same time there must be some people who must be always with you or saying you, oh okay, you are doing right, go on, we are with you, whether they are in a position to contribute actually or not. But at the same time, when they are telling you that no problem, go along with, we are with you, that makes a great contribution and that makes the success story almost practicably possible. That is what happened. And today, when Parliament has done it, I expressed my gratitude to all the parliamentarians, irrespective of parties, irrespective of their thinking. Whatever they have said in the Parliament, that is all okay. We may agree with that or not, but that is not the issue. But when the voting situation came, not even a single MP stood up and said, no, we are not with it. Everybody went with the spirit of the bill, and there was no voting virtually. It was a consensus decision of the Lok Sabha, and I hardly see this thing happening when government comes out with an intent of doing something what they have done. So I have already expressed my gratitude, and I expect that GKPD in a formal fashion should do that also. That is expressing gratitude to the parliament members, the whole of the parliament, the government of India, and particularly the Honorable Prime Minister and the Home Minister of India, who have played a wonderful role. Their utterances should not be taken, whatever they have said so far as the figures are concerned about Kashmiri Pandits. That is not so important an issue, but what is important is what they have actually done in the parliament. And now this is going to be taken tomorrow by the Rajya Sabha also. I am 100% sure that in the Rajya Sabha also we will be going through successfully, and then it will go to the President of India, and thereafter it will become a law. And it is for the first time in the history of Kashmiri Pandits that such a thing has happened. Yes, technically they have not used the word Kashmiri Pandits or Kashmiri Hindus. I can understand why it has not been done and why it should have not been done by them. Though I would have liked it should happen like that, but Kashmiri displaced people or Kashmiri migrants, whatever they have said, but it makes sense because we know 90% of the people belong to that category, and it has been categorically said also by the Honorable Home Minister that when we say Kashmiri migrants, what we actually mean. But here I would like to add, and that is struggle doesn't end here. In my opinion, in this particular context, giving Kashmiri Pandits a political representative this license to represent them in the right on the right platforms in the right house, we will pursue now for our representation in the parliament, whether it is Lok Sabha or whether it is Rajya Sabha. We will go for it, and I will request GKPD formally that they should also think about it. They should also consider what I have said, whether it should be pursued. And I believe this should be our next target. And with this, I believe the Parliament of India, the Government of India, and the Election Commission has recognized politically our socio-cultural existence in Jammu and Kashmir state. And I have been always saying that the Government of India should express its intent in regard to Kashmiri Pandits very clearly, and Government of India has done that. Kudos to Parliament of India, every parliament member. I will be looking forward tomorrow to what is done in the Rajya Sabha. And one thing more that is happening tomorrow is the Supreme Court is also coming out with its decision tomorrow at 11 a.m. On Article 370 and Article 35A, and that is also very important. So many things going together to make us happy. So let us wait what happens tomorrow, and whatever has happened, that has given happiness to all of us. May God bless all of us, what we have done. Everybody needs kudos, and I especially thank all of you for whatever you have done, and express my gratitude to all of you. Namaskar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ashwini ji. As you rightly said, we will be writing to the Honorable Home Minister because this is a big day for us. Thank you so much. We will introduce our next speaker. Kashi ji, do you want to introduce Saraf Saab?
Oh, thank you very much, Ashwini ji. You have been working a long way, and we are all inspired by your continuous and continuous working, and well as working very hard on the ground zero. We have with us District and Session Judge, Mr. B.L. Saraf. He is a renowned personality. He has been working for the community since long and has been always with us whenever we reach him for anything. He advises us, inspires us, and gives us a legal shape to any document. Let me request him to please unmute himself and share his thoughts.
Hello. Namaskar Mara. आवाज हमारा यवान
Anmara, thank you.
अच्छा नमस्कार मित्रों जी नमस्कार सारी मारा मुबारक के यस्त ही काम शुरू करो it's reaching towards fruition मुबारक ठीक छ पन पर छुस बजे गई में 10-15 वरी करान ये पन्नी हिसाब लगे हैं आज my own level in a humble way I have been to contributing a bit to the community cause मगर इस ये जो आजकल हम जिसके बात हम कर रहे हैं that about this that nomination of our seats in assembly इसमें अगर अश्वनी जी उत्पल जी और आप लोग जो आप दुनिया भर में आप लोग फैले हैं और कम्युनिटी का काम कर रहे हैं अगर आप लोग मुझे वो एक साधन एक मीडियम नहीं देते तो शायद मेरा जितना भी कंट्रीब्यूशन थी वो कहीं पहुंच नहीं जाती अगर if it has reached somewhere it is courtesy all of you तो इसके लिए मैं आप लोगों का I just thank you एक बात 2-3 बातें मैं करूंगा यहाँ जब हम बात सुनते थे ये पहले की 10-15 साल पहले की बात से शुरुआत की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ जब हम सुनते थे कि political empowerment that community should be politically empowered मैं तब भी कह रहा था ये empowered कैसे होगी empowered it is not something that we can put an injection in our body and will become empowered yeah something can be taken out from a cupboard and given to us administered to us and community will become empowered no empowered I always meant and I continue to hold this view empowerment for community is that we should our say should be at least in those matters which affect us and that say should be recognized statutorily ये मेरे जहन में एम्पावरमेंट है जो मेरे बारे में फैसले हूं उसमें मेरा हिस्सा होना चाहिए और वो हिस्सा दैट शुड बी एश्योर्ड स्टैट्यूटरली ये मैं कहता रहा था और जब हम आज हम 3 सीटें 2 सीटें देख रहे हैं आई टेक इट इन दैट वे दैट सम वे कम्युनिटी हैज बीन इट्स जस्ट लाइक एम्पावर्ड तो ऑन दैट स्कोर वी नीड टू थैंक all those persons आप लोग और जो हमारे दिल्ली में बैठे हैं आज प्रधानमंत्री होम मिनिस्टर we need to thank them ये एक बात है सेकंड दूसरी बात ये मैडम आपने इंट्रोड्यूशन में कहा कि दैट माइग्रेंट क्यों है somebody is raising that objection is why migrant so this isn't word this undoubtedly is a very demeaning word I understand it but what can we do it so please understand जो मैं बात कह रहा हूं please थोड़ा सा ध्यान दे दीजिए and if I am not able to explain please tell me I will repeat it this word is a demeaning word absolutely no doubt of it but करेंगे क्या we have to take it as a fate accomplice हमारे कानून में आ गई है बात these are our laws मैं पिछली बार में जब बात की मौका मिला था तो I said at that time these are our laws ये migrant word start होते हैं they start with migrant all that are migrant और जो इसमें जिसमें जो माइग्रेंट डेफिनेशन दी गई जो मैं अश्विनी जी के माध्यम से जो मैंने प्रपोज की थी अमेंडमेंट व्हिच दे हैव इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इट और आप लोगों ने इसको आगे चलाया वो माइग्रेंट एक्ट से ही ले गई है that definition has been borrowed taken over from the migrant act so this whether we like or not like we definitely don't like it but we have to accept it इसमें हमारे इस वक्त को इस स्टेज पर इसके अलावा हम कुछ कह नहीं सकते हैं तो माय रिक्वेस्ट इज कि आप लोगों का बड़ा ग्लोबल रीच है आप लोगों की आप लोग बड़े हमारे ऐवानों में हमें बैठते हैं आप लोग की से है आपकी आवाज सुनी जाती है तो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि जब अगर आप लोग कहीं आपसे ये बात करें तो प्लीज ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन इन दैट वे this is not our liking we don't like it but we have no choice except to accept this thing as it is दूसरी बात अब ये बात ये हुई कि हाँ जी ये मुझे भी पूछते हैं लोग हमसे भी पूछते हैं कि अगर ये माइग्रेंट है और have been we condemned to live forever as a migrants अगर ये इस जो हमारा जो नया ये बिल आई इसमें जो this bill ki what is this is called Jammu Kashmir Organization Amendment Act जो हमारे बारे में कही गई इसमें भी माइग्रेंट जो कहा गया ना, तो शुड वी टेक इट दैट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया और एनीबॉडी हैज टेकन अस दैट वी forever will be condemned to live with the migrants? ये सवाल उठ जाता है. अगर जब माइग्रेंट का उन्होंने कहा हम आपको तब सबक ये दे देंगे नॉमिनेशन when you are migrants, does it mean, and naturally it will imply that way, that the moment we cease to be migrants, these nominations will lapse. This is legal, openly कह जा सकते हैं. सवाल ये उठा जा सकता है, आपसे पूछा जाता है, मुझसे पूछा जाता है कि क्या भाई हम now we have to live ever for migrants? इस वजह से it has been confirmed that it looks like that, but it's certainly not that. हमें ये मानना है, हमें उन लोगों को कहना है कि नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. हम सिर्फ इस अमेंडमेंट की वजह से, नॉमिनेशन की वजह से ही नहीं माइग्रेंट रह सकते हैं. हम जो ये लॉज हैं, जितनी देर ये लॉज हैं, माइग्रेंट रहेंगे, और ये लॉज जरूरी है. नॉट ओनली फॉर दिस फॉर आवर नॉमिनेशन. जो हमारी लैंड ली गई, जो हमारी प्रॉपर्टी छीनी गई, जो हमें जॉब मिल रहा है, वो इसी माइग्रेंट, इसी आर्किटेक्चर के तहत में मिल रहा है. मैं पहले भी कह चुका हूं, we all get that in pursuant to this legal architecture. जब तक इस लीगल आर्किटेक्चर में क्या हम हैं, वो हमें चीजें मिलती रहेंगी. अब जब सवाल उठेगा कि we want be forever as migrants, then government and state government or central government mainly, then they will have to find a way out for us, how to bring us out of this architecture. आप बात मेरी समझ में आते हैं? Am I able to convey my point? ऐसा नहीं होगा. मैंने पहले भी कहा that we are shepherded by these laws now. चाहे आप अमेरिका में हैं, you are shepherded by these laws. So long you retain claim, you lay claim on Kashmir, you are bound by it. Please don't understand कि मैं किस ख्याल में मत रहिए कि मैं अमेरिका में रहता हूं तो अलग. No. So long as you put your claim on Kashmir, so long as you say I am a Kashmir, so long you are within this architecture. तो इसके निकालने के लिए जब बात आ जाएगी वो, तो गवर्नमेंट विल पॉजिटिवली थिंक फॉर अस हाउ टू कम आउट ऑफ दिस. ये इस वक्त यही खतरा नहीं है. मैं आई एम रिपीटिंग एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ इट. ये सिर्फ नॉमिनेशन जाने का खतरा नहीं है. खतरा है जो प्रोसेस हमारी प्रॉपर्टी को रिडीम करने के लिए शुरू हो गई, वो भी तो खत्म हो जाएगी ना, दैट इन दैट वे. सो वी हैव नॉट टू बी पेसिमिस्टिक, वी हैव नॉट टू बी एट द टाइम अपॉलोजेटिक. हाँ, माइग्रेंट वर्ड है, करेंगे क्या, बट सो फार एज ये कानून हमारे पास है, हम इसमें बंधे हैं. जब हम इसमें से निकलेंगे तो दैट टाइम हम उस कानून में से भी इस अमेंडमेंट के वो जो है ना, नॉमिनेशन का जो वर्ड है, वो भी उससे भी निकल जाएगा. बात क्लियर हो गई? आप आगे चलिए, आगे बात करेंगे. अगर मौका मिला, जरूरत पड़ी, मैं फिर आपसे बात करूंगा. नमस्ते.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Saraf sir. It's really enlightening to hear you. नहीं, ये मेरे को अंदर से थोड़ी बात बुरी लग रही थी, पर आपने थोड़ा explain कर दिया migrant word. Ashwini, I think you want to ask a question. I think we'll keep the questions towards the end. Kashi ji, do you want to introduce the next speaker?
Yes. मैं वो मुझे क्वेश्चन सराब से पूछा थी. So do you think it's a temporary arrangement? This जो allocation of 2 reservations in this Jammu Kashmir Assembly, the day the migration of Kashmiri Pandits will end, the seat will end automatic. Do you feel like
Absolutely. That? This is the legal position.
Okay.
I just wait, please wait. This is the legal position. The moment this migration goes, these acts come, our definition goes. Once our definition goes, our everything goes. That's the truth. But ये लीगल बात नहीं, ये सियासी, ये बातें कुछ बातें अनकहीं भी होती है. अनकहीं बात है, शायद जो हमें दिया गया लिया नहीं जाएगा वापस. No government can afford to take it back. But legally, the moment our this stretch goes, our definition goes, we will lose these seats. ये legal position as of today है.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So हमारे साथ ex former Director General Police and IPS officer Mr. Kuldeep Khodaji है. So he has got a vast experience of Kashmir. He has been dealing with the terrorists in day in and day out, and he has seen the terrorism in Kashmir growing up and eliminating. So I will request Mr. Kuldeep Khodaji, सर मुझे एक चीज बताइए, ये जो अरेंजमेंट कल हो गया पार्लियामेंट में, जहां पर उन्हें अमित शाह जी ने कश्मीरियों के लिए, कश्मीरी माइग्रेंट्स के लिए 2 सीटों का प्रावधान रखा एंड इसको पारित कराया गया, इन 2 सीटों से हमारी जो कश्मीर में लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली है, हमारी कश्मीरी पंडित जो आज विस्थापित हैं, जो देश के बहुत सारे कोनों में रह रहे हैं, हमें क्या फर्क पड़ेगा इस चीज से? तो हम आपसे सुनना चाहते हैं। मिस्टर कुलदीप खुदा जी, स्टेज इज योर्स।
शुक्रिया जी, बहुत बहुत। ये जो गवर्नमेंट ने लोकसभा में कानून पास किया, इसकी इम्प्लीकेशंस ऑब्वियस है। ये अश्विनी जी ने भी बताया, सराफ साहब ने भी बताया काफ़ी डिटेल में, और इसके इम्पैक्ट जो है कम्युनिटी पे पॉजिटिव पड़ना है। जो एक कम्युनिटी बिना वॉइस के रह गई थी असेंबली में, उस कम्युनिटी की आवाज़ दोबारा आएगी अब असेंबली में। हालांकि दो टिल डॉक्टर फारूक्स गवर्नमेंट अप टिल 2002 एक या कभी दो भी असेंबली की सीटें बाय कन्वेंशन मिल जाती थी, कभी हवा कदल कभी पहलगाम। और मिस्टर प्यारेलाल हंडू के गुजरने के बाद, उसके बाद वो भी ख़त्म हो गया। उसके बाद किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ने ये मुनासिब नहीं समझा कि कश्मीरी पंडित कम्युनिटी को एक वॉइस दी जाए असेंबली में, और उनको टोटली इग्नोर किया गया। ये एक हमारे लिए एक बहुत पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट है। और अब एक नहीं, अब कंपल्सरली 2 होंगी, और 2 तो रिजर्व्ड है। उसके अलावा अगर कभी पार्टी भी कभी नॉमिनेट करेगी इलेक्शन के लिए, कंटेस्ट करने के लिए, 2 से ज़्यादा भी हो सकती है। और जैसे ट्रंगू साहब ने पहले कहा कि अब पार्लियामेंट में भी एक मुहिम चलानी है, ताकि पार्लियामेंट के लिए भी कोई रिजर्वेशन हो जाए, ताकि सेंट्रल लेवल पे भी कम्युनिटी को वॉइस मिले। और ये खुशी की बात है कि काफ़ी सारे ग्रुप कलेक्टिवली भी, इंडिविजुअली भी, डिफरेंट जगहों पर, प्लेसेस विच मैटर्ड, दे मेट देयर, इंक्लूडिंग द डिलिमिटेशन कमीशन एंड द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, political personalities and the bureaucratic personalities who mattered। और उसका नतीजा ये है कि आज हमें ये देखने में आया, और अब ये राज्यसभा में पास होके कानून भी बनने जा रहा परमानेंट। और जैसे सराफ साहब ने कहा कि कोई भी गवर्नमेंट आने वाले दिनों में इसको रिवर्स नहीं कर सकती है, उसकी बहुत बड़ी इम्प्लीकेशन हो जाएंगी। अगर वो रिवर्स करना भी चाहे, मुश्किल है, और कोई वेंचर भी नहीं करेगी। अब इसमें जैसे आप सबको पता है, और अभी भी कुछ डिटेल्स बताई गई, कि कम्युनिटी की बहुत मसले हैं। सिर्फ असेंबली में वॉइस मिलने से कम्युनिटी के मसले हल नहीं होंगे। इसलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि बाकी जो इश्यूज हैं उनको फोरफ्रंट में लाना है, उनको परस्यू करना है, और उनको परस्यू कैसे किया जाए उसकी एक स्ट्रेटजी बननी चाहिए। अभी तक जो देखा गया, अनफॉर्चुनेटली व्हाट वी हैव सीन इन द पास्ट इज दैट डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स गो एंड मीट different levels of government in at the political and the bureaucratic level, and give their viewpoints, though the crux of the viewpoint is same, but at the same time a message gets sent that we are disunited, that we don't have one voice, we are speaking in different voices, giving expression to the same point, but speaking in different voice, and unfortunately at many times against other groups. That's my feedback from the MHA, telling you very frankly that any group which goes to meet projects the same points, but at the same time downplays other groups which had previously met or have met in the past or are going to meet in future. This is something which we have to address very, very seriously, as to why this is happening in a very small community, which we can least afford it. I can expect it in a very big community where the population is huge. They are having separate voices and separate groups is natural. But if a small group like ours want to be heard, then I think it's very important that we should try to formulate at least a platform to have the projection made correctly. Now, having said so, I must not take away the credit of many people जो डिलेटोशन कमीशन को मिले, जो गवर्नमेंट को मिले, अश्विनी जी बहुत उसमें परस्यू किए, जीकेपीडी ने भी बहुत परस्यू किया, और बाकी ग्रुप्स भी मिले, उन्होंने जो जो कहा वहां पे उसका नतीजा है ये। लेकिन ये एक्सपेक्ट करना कि हर एक मसला, और ये तब तक नहीं हल होता अगर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया नहीं चाहती है, अगर ये पॉलिटिकल लेवल पे नहीं मानते तो इट वुड हैव नेवर हैपेंड। सो वी शुड नॉट एक्सपेक्ट दैट एवरीथिंग विल गेट रिजॉल्व्ड by the government without we trying to be unified in our presentation and in our effort. So my only appeal to this forum is that GKPD has taken a lead. The lead may continue and may continue in a positive manner so that different groups come together. At least, you know, we can take forward our issues and reach a conclusion and get some favorable decision on each of these things. एंड लीगलिटी सर आप साहब ने एड्रेस कर ली कि इसको अब माइग्रेंट तो स्टक हो गया तो हो गया, अब इसको रिवर्स करना ना सिर्फ मुश्किल है बट लीगली इट विल इन्वॉल्व, कभी अगर इसका अब चेंज भी किया तो इट विल मीन इट विल हैव इम्प्लीकेशन ऑन दिस रिजर्वेशन आल्सो. सो व्हाटएवर इट इज, वी शुड बी मोर बॉदर्ड अबाउट अचीविंग थिंग्स फॉर द कम्युनिटी which can at least restore some sort of lost pride in the past, the negative things which have happened because of the displacement. And the most important of all is to return back to Kashmir, whosoever wants to return back with dignity and honor and with complete sense of security. And even if all these things, even if security is provided, if the honor and dignity is not there, it's not worth it. We have seen it before the onset of terrorism prior to 1989 also. The peace was there, the security was there, but dignity was not up to the mark which the community deserved. The discriminations, the other things which are happening, whether it was admission to professional colleges, recruitment in government services, was there for everybody to see. So we are not demanding something extraordinary. We are demanding equality, irrespective of being part of any caste, creed, or religion. So that is what we define as dignity. We don't want that we should be treated out of way, but with equality. So I think other speakers whose turn is there to come, they will speak more on it. I have just these 2 points to make. That ये जो मैं कहूँगा एक एंटी नेशनल जो पार्टीज थी जो कश्मीर में काम करती थी, जो टेररिज्म चलाती थी, ऑल दिस ग्रुप्स, चाहे वो मीरवाइज फारूकी थी, गिलानी की थी, शबीर शाह की थी, या बाकी भी थे, उन्होंने भी एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया, हुर्रियत कॉन्फ्रेंस के तौर पे उन्होंने एक यूनिफॉर्म प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया. वो तो एंटी नेशनल पार्टीज थी. आई वंडर व्हाई we as nationalists fighting for a right cause, fighting for what we have lost to regain that back, why we cannot join hands and at least form a platform? If not, let every party exist in its own with their chairman and presidents and office bearers. But at least for projecting our viewpoint, there should be some common platform. That's my message. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kuldeep ji. Very wise words as usual. And thank you for your stress on unifying the community. I think at GKPD, that's our ultimate goal, is to, so all of us get together and we present a united face to the government. So we are really pleased to have a speaker from Srinagar today, talking about Srinagar. So that is Rakesh Kaulji. Rakesh Kaulji is a Sarpanch in Srinagar. Most of you, I don't know him, but most of you might know him. I will invite Kashi ji to formally introduce him. Welcome, Rakesh Kaulji. Please unmute yourself.
नमस्कार राकेश जी. राकेश जी अनम्यूट को. राकेश जी यू आर नॉट सीन. आप अपना वीडियो जरा ओपन करिए.
I have asked him to unmute.
हाँ. Rakesh ji is a worker from ground zero. He has been a social activist since long. I have seen him in Delhi since 1990 when he was working in Delhi and he was connected with the mosque. He was president of Delhi Assembly twice and he has worked a lot for Kashmiri migrants who were having some issues, some ration issues, relief issues, as well as he was a political voice of NCR, of Kashmiri Pandits living in NCR, New Delhi. He is a ground level worker and is working in Kashmir itself nowadays. He has joined Bharatiya Janata Party and is working for the community as well as for the upliftment of this Anantnag Matan people. He is working with the Muslim community also. He is a BJP activist and is a brand ambassador of Kashmiri Hindus in Kashmir. So I will love to hear from him what about how these two constituencies, which has been created for us to assembly seats in legislative assembly, how we will be benefited by this. And do you think that this was the community demand? And do you think the only 2 seats will bring us back to Kashmir? What is the after effects of this if we are not going back to Kashmir? Because of situation is not so ripe. We cannot go to our homeland. We cannot go to our house because there are no house at all. हमारा कोई घर ही नहीं वहाँ पर, हमारी कोई जगह नहीं वहाँ पर है. तो ये 2 सीटें जो है, जो 2 सीटों का प्रावधान रखा गया है, ये कश्मीरी हिंदुओं के जो विस्थापित हैं उनको वापस जाने के लिए क्या रोल अदा कर सकते हैं? राकेश जी प्लीज.
आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी राकेश जी, थैंक यू.
धन्यवाद आप लोगों का सबका. मैं तो छोटा कार्यकर्ता हूँ. वहां जब मैं देख रहा हूँ फोटो पर, जहां पर कुलदीप हुड्डा साहब, हमारे सराफ साहब, उत्पल जी, जिन्होंने मुझे सिखाया है, और मुझे उस कश्मीर समिति पहले गीता भवन में नमन करता हूँ, उस गीता भवन को भी, और वहां के उस कश्मीर समिति दिल्ली को भी, प्लेटफॉर्म आप लोगों ने मुझे वहां पहुंचे, आज मैं इस धरती पर बोल रहा हूँ. पहले तो मैं बहुत ही आभार प्रकट करता हूँ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का कि उन्होंने जो 70 साल में हमको एक मौका दे दिया कि बोलने के लिए, कि हम खुद बोले जो हम कहते थे. मैं अपनी कम्युनिटी की तरफ से भी, जिन्होंने जो मेरे काशी आखुन साहब ने बड़े भाई में, उतना तो मैं हूं नहीं, उतना तो मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया, बट आई सैल्यूट टू माय कम्युनिटी. मैं अभी भी नमन करता हूं अपनी कम्युनिटी को. उन्होंने मुझ पर ऐसे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दे दी, और आज मैं कार्यकर्ता के नाते कश्मीर में 2018 से बैठा हूँ यहाँ पर, और आज भी ठाणे में यहाँ पर चल रहा है मेरा ब्लोवर, सब कुछ बैठा हूँ. मैं 96 आई वाज द फर्स्ट कैंडिडेट 96 आज बीजेपी का, पहलगाम कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी से. कतरे कतरे से दरिया बनती है, उसके बाद समंदर बनता है. बात ठीक है, 2 आदमी जाए, 3 आदमी जाए, कश्मीरी पंडित जाए, कि एक बार पहले मैंने कल भी फेसबुक पर अपना डाला था कि जो मैंने कुछ बोला कि देखिए आज पहली बार, अगर मैं पहले की कश्मीरी पंडित के नाते में बात कर रहा हूँ, भाजपा का मैं तो कार्यकर्ता हूँ यहाँ पर, यहाँ सेवा यहाँ लोगों की भी की है जो मेरा दायित्व था. बाकी नया कश्मीर का आगाज हो चुका है. जो खुदा साहब ने देखा था कश्मीर, जब ये यहाँ पर हमारे ऑफिसर थे, सैल्यूट करता हूँ खुदा साहब को भी, किन सर्कमस्टेंस में इन्होंने काम किया है यहाँ पर. तो मगर आज नया कश्मीर का आगाज, आज हम सोच रहे, आज मुझे एक विल पावर पीछे लगा हुआ कि आज मैं यहाँ पर श्रीनगर के लाल चौक में भारत माता की जय कर, ये मेरे लिए पहला. अब रिटर्न जो कश्मीरी पंडित पॉलिसियों की है, पहले हमें मंथन करना है. वाकई हमें इस धरती जो हमारी कश्मीर की भूमि है, क्या हमें बिल्कुल वो लव है अभी भी? क्या मैं सिंसियर हूं? देखिए, गाली कोई निकाले, कुछ कोई करे, क्या उस पर तो हमें टिप्पणी नहीं करने में जाने. हमारे में हर एक कम्युनिटी में ऐसा होता है, कुछ भाई नाराज है, कुछ भाई सही है. मगर इस चीज को मैं कम्युनिटी को कहना चाहता हूं. मैं कश्मीर समिति में, कश्मीर समाचार में भी लिखता रहता था पहले, कि कम्युनिटी को सोचना चाहे कि हमें अगर कहीं भी प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है, इस वक्त अगर 2 सीटों का ग्रहण किया गया है, कि मुझे कल असेंबली जब बन जाएगी, चाहे उसमें कोई भी हो, कश्मीरी पंडित हो, मेल फीमेल, और मेरी आवाज वो खुद अपनी रखेगा, कश्मीरी कम्युनिटी के रखे. यही मेरा है कि हमें बैठना पड़ेगा पॉलिटिक्स को छोड़ के कि हमें करना क्या है। ये भी मैं कहता हूं कि इन 2 सीटों से जो मेरी दर्द है, जो मुझे जख्म है, वो इससे पूरा नहीं हो सकता। और जख्म को थोड़ा बहुत मरहम देने के लिए मेरे पास अगर कल कोई भी हो कि मेरी आवाज रखेगा कि मेरी साथ माइग्रेशन का, और मेरी जो इस आज की माइग्रेशन थी, जो जिस लोगों ने ये किया उनको सजा क्यों नहीं मिली, ये मैं खुद बोल सकता हूँ और सजा भी दिलवा सकता हूँ। ये मेरी मतलब यहां पर मैंने कहा कि हम 18 से बैठे हैं, हम सिपा सालार हम नहीं जाएंगे। हम शराब साहब को भी, खुदा साहब को भी, उत्पल साहब की सबको इकट्ठा करके यहाँ लाएंगे और उस धरती में फिर इसको वही नया कश्मीर का आगाज जब हुआ है, और कश्मीरी पंडित के बगैर भी अधूरा है। और ये मैं आपसे प्रार्थना करना चाहता हूं कि ग्राउंड सिचुएशन बिल्कुल चेंज, माइंड सेटअप। अगर मैंने 10 लोगों को पूरे दिल से भाजपा का झंडा उठा के या देश का झंडा उठा के 10 आदमी को मैंने आज दिल से उन्होंने ये काम किया है, तो मैंने 1 लाख को कमाया। यहाँ पर जो पूरा माइंड सेटअप 70 साल का बिल्कुल खराब। आज मैं रैनावारी में जाता हूं, आज मैं वहां तिरंगा लगा रहा, ये सच्चाई। आज मैंने एज ए काउंसलर, आई वॉज नॉट अ सरपंच, आई वॉज अ काउंसलर म्युनिसिपल कमेटी मटन। When I discussed with my DC Saab, Jahangir Saab was at that moment, he was a deputy commissioner. He told me that Mutton is a beautiful place, a tourist place. मैंने उंगली ऊपर कर दी, मैंने जहांगीर साहब, मैंने जो मटन में छोड़ा था एजुकेशन, क्योंकि मैं बमजुआ में रहता हूँ, मटन से आगे थोड़ा, वैसे ही क्या वैसे। और जब मेरी पार्टी के 8 लोग, इंक्लूडिंग राकेश कोल, बिकॉज आई एम जनरल सेक्रेटरी बीजेपी, इस वक्त मैं जनरल सेक्रेटरी बीजेपी डिस्ट्रिक्ट अनंतनाग, मैं दूसरे पर भी आऊंगा। और आज जब मटन में जब हमने पहला रेजोल्यूशन पास किया, बिकॉज देयर वाज नो सकर, देयर वाज नो ट्रांसपोर्ट, देयर वाज, जो मेरी म्युनिसिपल कमेटी थी उसमें रोड ही नहीं था, और हम लोगों ने वो करके दिखाया। डेवलपमेंट हुए हैं। जब विल पावर होगा, क्यों नहीं होगा, मगर एक मिलजुल के हो। मैं आप अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी की बात, आई एम इंचार्ज आल्सो अनंतनाग ईस्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी, ये मैं कहना चाहता हूं आप लोगों से, एक विवरण देना चाहता हूं। मेरी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी कैंडिडेट 96 भाजपा, ये बिजवाड़ा के उसको पहलगाम के साथ थी, उसके बाद बिजवाड़ा में लिया गया। इट वाज अ डेलिब्रेट अटेम्प्ट बाय एट दैट गवर्नमेंट, यू नो बेटर देन मी, बिकॉज मैं आपसे मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पर छोटे भाई साहब भी है एक और, बट मैं आपसे छोटा ही हूँ एज पर, बिकॉज आई एम बोर्न 70। तो वहां पर डिलिबरेट एक्शंस होती है। तो आज एक चांस अनंतनाग ईस्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी का है, यहाँ पर चरंगू साहब भी बैठे, उत्पल जी बैठे, क्योंकि मेरे 2019 में हमारे कश्मीरी पंडित के वोटर जो थे, मार्टन मटन सन टेम्पल के जो हम लोग थे वहां पर, वो 5003 थे। इसको उठा के हमने, ये मैं अपनी बरादरी में कह रहा हूँ, हर बात तो, इसको उठा के शांगस अनंतनाग ईस्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी बना दी, क्योंकि अनंतनाग शांगस अलग कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी थी, उसमें 3000 ऑलरेडी कश्मीरी पंडित के वोट थे, 5 और 3 हो गए 8000, जो 2019 का पहले सेटअप है। उसके बाद मैंने इसको हुटमरा, एक गांव है, उसको मिला दिया जहां पर हमारे कश्मीरी पंडित थे, सीर सरली वीएल नागबल, यहाँ से आकुरा, वो करके आज हमारे पास मेरी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी अनंतनाग, अगर हम फोकस करेंगे, अगर कश्मीरी पंडित जैसे पिछली बार हमारे सोफी साहब उठ गए थे, 10,000 वोट हमको वहां से मिले थे, यहाँ से 4 कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में जो हमारे साउथ में थे 2300 मिले थे, 10,000 वहां से। तीसरे नंबर पर सोफी साहब एमपी जो इलेक्शन खड़े करे, तीसरे नंबर पर आए। इसमें क्या हमारे पास 121 पोलिंग स्टेशन है, 121 लाख वोट होते हैं, क्योंकि 1001 वोटिंग पोलिंग बूथ पर होता है। वो पोलिंग बूथ में 1000 से ऊपर नहीं जा सकते, 1000 से कम। मैंने फिगर लिए 1,05,000 वोट है, पूरे 1,01,000 नहीं है, 1,05,000। 1,05,000 में 8-10 कैंडिडेट होंगे अपन असेंबली में। ये मैं विवरण दे रहा हूं आप लोगों को कि हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं। इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी को फोकस नहीं हो चुका है वहां। अब ये इस वक्त 12-13,000 14,000 वोट बन गए अनंतनाग ईस्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी के। अब कदल की भी बात मैं कर रहा हूं, अगर इसमें मार्जिन जो रहेगा वो अगर 60% भी वोटिंग होगी हमारी 15,000 20,000 का विनिंग कैंडिडेट होगा। ऑलरेडी हमारे पास क्या है, तो ये चीजें होती अब। तो ये चीज भी हमारे कश्मीरी पंडित के, अगर वहां पर कैंडिडेट कश्मीरी पंडित होगा तो बिल्कुल ये सीट आज की डेट में हमारे पास भी आ सकती है, ये दो के बगैर। अब रहे हमारी रिटर्न की बात, रिटर्न इज द पॉलिटिकल इश्यू। इसमें अभी मतलब हमें डिग्निटी और ऑनर के साथ जाना। मेरा भी यही विचार था एज ए राकेश को अपने कार्यालय में कह के कि अगर आपको कुछ, अगर आप एक जगह ही जैसे अभी हमारी जब्ती थी क्या है, ताकि हम एक कंसंट्रेट करेंगे वहां पर। अगर आपको ये नहीं, तो हमने कहा था कि देखिए आप फिर एक दो जगह देख लीजिए, 3 जगह देख लीजिए, या एक जगह जो प्रॉपर पहला था हमारा, मेरा भी जो मन था कि एक ही जगह करके। अब इसमें हमको देखिए हमारी प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि हमारी बात को कोई सुन नहीं रहा था, क्योंकि हम अभी भी अलग अलग बातें कर रहे हैं। मेरी आप लोगों से प्रार्थना है कि अगर हम 5 ही लोग सिंसियर, हम भी यहाँ पर 2-4 ही लोग हैं, ठीक है, कश्मीरी पंडित के नाते, अगर हम सिंसियरिटी के काम करके इसको छोड़ के वो क्या क्या कर, ये क्या कर, यहाँ पर भी बहुत कुछ होता है और हम उस चीज को नहीं देख रहे। डेसर नंबर ग्रीन है, हमारे आदेश हम यहाँ पर है, हमारी संकल्प यात्रा चल रही है, हमें उसके साथ चलना। तो अगर विल पावर होगा, आज ही एक ही मौका है। ये नहीं कि मैं भाजपा का कार्य करता हूं, मैं तो हूं ही, मगर आज हमारे पास एक मतलब एक पीछे बैक है, हमारे पास बैक नहीं था, आज कुछ बैक है हमारे पास। अगर मैं कहूंगा 5% कुछ बहुत से मसाइल हमारे कश्मीरी पंडित के अभी भी है जिसको गौर नहीं किया जाता है, उस पर भी हमें बैठना है। हम 10 आदमी कीजिए, आप 10 आदमी को सॉलिड को कीजिए। मोदी जी को ऐसा टिप्पणियां होती है तो वो आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, अगर 10 आदमी को टिप्पणी भी हो जाए हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। मेरी आपसे प्रार्थना, मैं सबसे छोटा हूं, 4 इलेक्शन मैंने भी लड़े, यहाँ देखा हुआ, मगर हम इसी कम्युनिटी में जन्मे हैं, इसी में मरना भी है, लेकिन किसी ने लिया नहीं कुछ, ताकि हम एक हिस्ट्री क्रिएट करें जो हमारी नई जनरेशन, जो हमारी आगे वाली, जो हमें क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं। मेरा बेटा अभी देख रहा था, तो ये क्वेश्चन मार्क नहीं होना चाहिए। हम उन पे नहीं टिप्पणी करेंगे जो अपोजिशन करते हैं, अपोजिशन भी एक सॉलिड चीज है, करने दीजिए। अगर मेरा दायित्व, मेरा मन, मेरा अंदर बिल्कुल ठीक है कुछ करने के लिए, आप लोगों ने मुझे दायित्व दिया, आपके दूलों के जो दूल थी उसके हिसाब से मैं वहां पहुंचा हूं, जितना मुझसे हो सका मैं नमन आज भी आप लोगों को करता हूं, अपनी कम्युनिटी हो। मैं 0 था, कम्युनिटी के बगैर 0 हूं अभी भी, आज आपकी बदौलत से यहाँ पर हूं, और अपनी पार्टी के जो थोड़ा सा काम किया हो, तो मैं अपनी पार्टी का भी बहुत आभार प्रकट कर, उन्होंने मुझे इस कदर समझा है। मैं आप लोगों का आभार प्रकट करता हूँ जो जेकेपीडी के, उन्होंने मुझे आज इस कदर समझा कि मैं आपसे बोलूं, वरना मेरे अल्फाज ही नहीं कि लोगों के सामने कुछ कहूं। जो विद्वान लोग बैठे, बीएल सराफ साहब देखते हैं, खुदा साहब, उत्पल जी, चुरंगू साहब, मेरे काशी आखून साहब ने इतने तारीफ के काले मैं हूं नहीं, पर मुझे आशीर्वाद और चाहिए, क्योंकि आप लोगों का आशीर्वाद पहले भी था, आज भी है। मैं आपको 100% क्या, अगर मैं 60% ही कामयाब हूं तो दैट इज 100%। अगर हम फोकस करेंगे और कश्मीरी पंडित की आवाज वही बुलंद पर होगा जो पहले भी थी और आज भी होगा, ये मैं दावे के साथ कह रहा हूं, क्योंकि मैं जब भी बात करता हूं कुछ चीजें मुझे आज नजर आ रही 2018 से, किस कश्मीर की बात कर रहे हैं हमसे ज्यादा। तो मैं क्यों, वाई आई एम रिपीटिंग खुड़ा साहब, क्योंकि ये हमें नहीं जानते थे, मगर मेरे बरादर इनके साथ वहां पर शादीलाल दादरू साहब, मेरे पफेरे भाई थे आपके साथ बिल्कुल, वहां पर मैं उनके पास ही रहता था यहाँ पर, जब मैं आता था यहाँ पर, तो मुझे ये बीच में बोलना पड़ा, मगर जो सिचुएशन,
थैंक यू राकेश जी जो है।
मैं फिर आप लोगों का आभार प्रकट करता हूं, और मैं कम्युनिटी को कहता हूं वेलकम दिस। पहली बार इसी पार्टी ने हमें जख्मों को देखा था, और आज थोड़ा सा मरहम लग के 1-11 होते हैं। आप इसको आगे बढ़ाइए, हम 10 आदमी काम करें, जो हमारे नाराज भी है उनको भी बुलाएंगे, ये हमारा दायित्व है। मैं आपसे बहुत ही थैंक यू वेरी मच, और
Thank
एक
you
बार
so
फिर
much.
आपका
Thank you so much, Rakesh ji. You're very humble. आप तो वहाँ ground zero पे काम कर रहे हैं, so thank you so much for joining from there. Our next speaker is Yoginder Kaulji. Yoginder Kaulji is an ex IGP officer and has been a community volunteer for decades. Kashiji, do you want to formally introduce Yoginder Kaulji?
yeah.
Thank you.
Yoginder Kaulji is an former IPS officer. He was Inspector General of Police, J&K. He has seen the militancy closely and has worked a lot on the ground. He is not only connected with J&K administration, but he is connected with the common Kashmiri Pandit also. He is a group member of the 6 topmost veterans who are imparting training to Kashmiri migrant students for IPS and IS who are giving coaching. So he's always linked with Kashmiri Pandits, and I will request him to please throw light on this recent development of allocating 2 seats in Legislative Assembly as well as on our human rights. Because of he knows the ins and outs of Kashmir, the militancy has been grown there in front of their eyes, and today we see that the militancy is on the last leg. So let me ask him to throw light on this. Is it possible that we can go back to Kashmir, and how these 2 seats will? Is it the first step of the government of India, which has been who has acknowledged our this demand for a political representation in J&K Legislative Assembly? And do you think that it will go long way, and our legitimate demand of going back at one place in Kashmir is possible? Mr. Yoginder Kaulji, please.
Thank you, Kashiji. Really, it is a big confidence-building measure for the Kashmiri Pandits that we got a voice. Though we had some voice, but they had a definite party leanings, and they had to toe the stand which the government has, which the government had to take. And that didn't work. Had that worked properly, definitely the situation would not have been this today, that we have been displaced from our homeland. Now, I supported Mr. Trangu when he just discussed the issue with me. I just supported him that till we have some political power, that is, we have some assemblymen who can deliberate on plight. So then we discussed with the honorable members of delimitation committee. In fact, I discussed them. They told me, why you are insisting on these this type of nomination? Why don't you fight election? It's not possible for us because our population is scattered. We can't have a single even member who can voice. But that was the reason why we got migrated. Had we been at one place, definitely we would have just carved a small place like a Kargil or Leh. It's not that thing. So by this acceding to our request, the government has recognized our plight, and that has been the reason that our voice had been derailed right from 50 onwards. Though they had given some paltry nomination to our citizen community, but they generally told the political line of that party. Now our situation is somewhat different. We are totally migrated from our homeland. We are living in isolation, scattered throughout world now. In fact, a very few of us old people are now in Jammu, who are just still clamoring that we would like to go. Now, as Mr. Khuda has rightly appreciated, that problem with the Kashmiri Pandit, we have many leaders, but very few followers, and they give diversified their own ideology and the solution to the Kashmir issue, which can't work and which has not worked for the last 30 years, and that compelled us to seek nomination so that the government in power can nominate at least the person who has been a victim. We are migrants, but we are victims. We didn't come of our own volition to be in the plains of this nation. We came because we were forced out. Our families came out because just to save their honor and life. That's the reason. Now, with this confidence, two nomination, at least whenever the government comes, they may nominate. But I have a hunch that the government generally nominates person those persons which is in power. There should be some rider that the migrants who should be the persons who are actually be non-political, but they have definitely the cause of Kashmir Pandits at their heart. But it shouldn't be political. Tomorrow some party will come, they'll select their own people. They have their own agenda. That should be, we have to keep a watch till we are migrant. We have to have the genuine member, the genuine, basically, reason to voice our concern. And secondly, there are a lot of funds coming to the name of migrants. How they are being spent? How we don't have any stake in that. We don't deliberate that issue. It is being deliberated somewhere else. So in that very case, I just given my own one submission that if it is possible, because since this forum has a lot of senior and politically connected people and some experienced person, I would seek that we should create some around 14 members out of 4 each from North and South Kashmir and 6 from the main Central Kashmir, who can be our representatives. And they should be normally got through some franchise, just like Gurdwara, just the whole election for Gurdwara, the same way we can also hold an election at our own level. So that we elect our genuine person who can just raise our concern at the various forums, and that will be one unified body instead of all political parties have their own cells for the migrants. And with the result, we are nowhere. Today, this 4th decade is going on. Still, we are clamoring for that we don't have. We want to go there. We want to get some basic requirements for our migrants, which we have not been able to get. Which can fully satisfy our issues. तो मेरा यहाँ कहना यही है, अगर हम जब तक हम इकट्ठे यूनिफाइड करेंगे और हर एक रिप्रेजेंटेशन देंगे, हम कहते हैं वैली में जितने हमारे माइग्रेंट्स यहाँ से आए हैं, हम कम से कम 14 आदमियों को एक फोरम बना दिए जो इनको हम इलेक्ट करें, जो हम देखेंगे जेन्युइन हमारे लोग होंगे, जिनका कोई ऐसा कोई दुकानदारी का शौक नहीं, अपना दुकान खोलेंगे और अपनी दुकानदारी चलाएंगे और दिल्ली में जाएंगे फिर एक प्रेस नोट देंगे. वी डोंट वांट दोज पार्ट, वी डोंट वांट, ऐसे लोग नहीं चाहिए हमें, जेन्युइन लोग चाहिए. उसके लिए कोशिश करिए ताकि यहाँ पर 12-14 आदमी हमारे एक ही यूनिफाइड बने, ताकि इस मुहिम जो हमें रिप्रेजेंटेशन मिली है इसको सही इस्तेमाल किए, विच कैन बी एन एडवाइजरी बॉडी टू नॉमिनेटेड पर्सन हु कैन स्पीक on our behalf at the time whenever there is assemblies constitute and nomination is made. तो मेरा यहाँ पर इसीलिए कहीं कि ऐसा ना हो ये हाईजैक हो जाए और विद द रिजल्ट हम चौथा डिकेड चल रहा है कहीं और भी आगे ना चले. इस वक्त हम काफी आगे चले हैं. ये एक बहुत बड़ा गवर्नमेंट ने रिकॉग्नाइज किया कि डिसएम्पावरमेंट की वजह से ये कम्युनिटी आज इस हद तक पहुंची जिनका कोई नामो निशान नहीं, जिनकी 5000 साल की एक ऐसी पीछे हिस्ट्री है वो आज वहां से खत्म हुई, उनका नक्शा ही साफ हुआ है वहां. तो इसके लिए अगर जब तक हम बाकी मसले जो हमारे, ये पहला एक मसला है, छोटा एक विंडो खुल गई, इसको अंदर जाने के लिए हमें एक बहुत बड़ा कॉम्प्रहेंसिव प्रोग्राम बनाना चाहिए. उसके लिए हमें आगे जाना चाहिए. उसके लिए ऐसे वो जो दुकान इस खुले हैं वो बंद होने चाहिए, बट जेन्युइन एस्पेक्ट जो हमारे लोग हैं जिनको दर्द है, जो जाना चाहते हैं, उनको हम इलेक्ट करें अपने तरीके में और वही उस पर एक फोरम बने, आगे जाए और वेरियस चाहे स्टेट लेवल पे, यूनिटी लेवल पे या नेशनल लेवल पे रिप्रेजेंट करें हमारे कॉजेज क्या है. हम कहीं पोलिटिकली नहीं चाहते हैं कि इसके साथ हाँ देयर इज अ फेवरेबल गवर्नमेंट विद अस जिन्होंने हमें मदद इस वक्त की, इसको हम ये इनकार नहीं कर सकते. अगर ये वो नहीं होते शायद ये नहीं होता. दे हैव रिकॉग्नाइज्ड. तो ये एक बड़ा एक मौका अच्छा है, एक ओपनिंग मिली है, इसको हमें इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए ताकि हमारे जो बाकी मसले हैं जो काफी हैं, ये तो मामूली एक विंडो थोड़ी सी खुल गई, अब इसको अंदर जाकर हमें काफी काम करना है. यही मेरा, बाकी तो काफी लोगों ने यहाँ पर बोल दिया इस पे, तो आई थिंक आई शुड seek your leave now. So that this is my humble submission. We totally supported Mr. Strangu at the time of this moving disposal, which has ultimately fructified today, and we got two nominations, which is a big boost to our efforts. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Yoginder Karuchi, for yeah, you're very right. All the points you have mentioned. Thank you for joining today. So we had another speaker, Harbans Singh Ji. We are waiting for him to join. But in the meantime, we can go to Rakesh Kolji from USA. Rakesh Kolji, most of you might know him. He's one of the co-founders of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, and he has been working very hard in the background with our GKPD in the India team with the Delimitation Commission. Kashiji, do you want to add to that?
Rakesh ji is a researcher. He's a writer also. He has written that book Kota Rani, very interesting. All of us should read that. We should purchase the book. And he's an IIT Delhi pass out. He has then gone to USA. He has been always at the back of the community. Whenever there is any calamity there on any member of the committee, he always supports that. And he is the person, along with Surinder Kaulji, who inspired Mr. Vivek Ognihotri to bring a film on Kashmiri genocide. थैंक यू वेरी मच राकेश जी, यू आर हियर. सर, मुझे आपसे एक क्वेश्चन है कि हमारी अपेक्षाएं इस बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट से बहुत थी. जब हमारा विस्थापन हुआ 1990 में, तो उसके बाद में हमें लगा, तब तक कश्मीर में हमें लगता था कांग्रेस हमारी एक पार्टी है या नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस जो वहां पर उसके साथ थी. लेकिन हम दराशाही हो गए जब हम कश्मीर से बाहर आए. कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हमारे सामने आई नहीं. Only it is the BJP who came forward, it is RSS who came forward, जिन्होंने हमको सहारा दे दिया, जिन्होंने हमको सपोर्ट किया. तो जब बीजेपी की गवर्नमेंट सेंटर में आई मोदी साहब के नेतृत्व में, तो हमारे बहुत सारी अपेक्षा इनके साथ लगी थी. हमें लग रहा था कि हमें अब कश्मीर वापस भेज देंगे, हमारे लिए वहां पर रहने के लिए अच्छी सुविधा होगी. तो उसके बाद में ये देखना है कि वो उनका एजेंडा जो था, क्योंकि कश्मीर में टेररिज्म वाज ऑन इट्स पीक, तो हमें भी लग रहा था कि कहीं हम कश्मीर में ये सोचते कि कश्मीर चला गया भारत के हाथ से. लेकिन अब जब से वो मोदी साहब आ गए, तब से लग रहा है कि कश्मीर वापस आ गया है. नॉट ओनली कश्मीर, लग रहा है कि पाकिस्तान का पीओके भी वापस आने के लिए तैयार है. तो अब वो स्थिति वहां पर बन रही है कश्मीर में. लेकिन आज हमारी अपेक्षा ये थी कि हमारे लिए कोई एक जोन वहां पर कार्य हो जाए, जहां पर सारे कश्मीरी हिंदू, क्योंकि घर वहां पर रहा नहीं, जमीन वहां पर कब्जा हो गई, सब चले गए. रेवेन्यू रिकॉर्ड गवर्नमेंट के पास पूरा है 90 का, लेकिन डिक्लेयर दिस प्रॉपर्टी जो 90 के बाद में उसको डिक्लेयर करती कि ये सेल्स जो है उनको नल एंड वाइड करती, तो वो प्रॉपर्टी हमें वापस देती. हमें ये लग रहा था कि आज के डेट में कश्मीर के लिए कोई प्रावधान, कश्मीर में एक सेफ जोन की बात कर रहे हैं, एक यूनियन टेरिटरी की बात कर रहे हैं, या एक वन प्लेस सेटलमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, या हमें कुछ ऐसा बने जैसा हम सारे कश्मीरियों का कॉन्फिडेंस दोबारा वापस आ जाए. लेकिन कल जो पार्लियामेंट में जिस तरह से एक प्रावधान हमारा रखा गया, वहां पर 2 सीटों का जो पॉलिटिकल वॉइस कश्मीरी विस्थापन को दी गई, इससे क्या लगता है आपको कि या ये इजी फर्स्ट स्टेप, या ये सिर्फ एक हमारे को ये थोड़े टाइम के लिए दे दिया गया, तो 2024 में जो इलेक्शन होने वाला, मोदी जी वापस आएंगे तो हमारी अपेक्षाएं और बढ़ेंगी, तो हम कश्मीर वापस सेटल हो जाएंगे. राकेश कौल जी.
Namaskar, Saini. Kashi ji, a good question. I will answer it at the end, but let me first begin by offering my tribute, my Shraddhanjali to Captain Mahendranath Mulla, who yesterday, December 9th, 1971, went down with his ship INS Kukri, giving his own life-saving gear to a sailor. Captain Mullah, a Kashmiri Pandit, was the first person in the Indian Navy and only the second person ever to get the Mahavir Chakra. And so it's people like that that inspire us to make the impossible possible. I use the phrase make the impossible possible because there isn't an appreciation of what this frontline warriors, Justice Sharaf, Utpal Kaul, led by Ashwini Tranguji, have accomplished. Do note that legally, statutorily, technically, the Delimitation Commission had no authority to deal with our request. It was outside their charter. And it is worth examining how we succeeded, because there's a lot of learning in it that we need to replicate, which will address the points that Kuldeep Khoda ji made, that Yoginder Kaul ji made. Ashwini had been fighting this battle, but on November 20, 2020, not too long ago, GKPD set up a special 6-member group. We did it because we realized that the Delimitation Commission, how so impossible a mission it was an opening that we had to seek. And we went into full court mode. One of the key decisions that we made was that, look, when you are dealing with the government of India, you really have to make sure your submissions exceed even the level of excellence of their lawyers and their resources. It's not that other members of the community didn't also meet the Delimitation Commission, they did. But I can tell you what was submitted by this team is a master class of how you provide documentation that is impeccable, irrefutable. And then once you've provided that fact basis, then of course, you can make the kind of subjective appeals that Utpalji will talk about. And then it's easy for a Delimitation Commission to make an unprecedented suggestion that's outside their recommendation, but make a suggestion that, in their words, they found substance in the grievances of the Kashmiri migrants. Their plight is unparalleled. Now, today, Lok Sabha has approved 2 seats for us. Hopefully tomorrow, Rajya Sabha will approve it. Please understand the work that we are doing, how it is beginning to create alignment. Yes, kudos to Amit Shah ji for moving this bill, and community owes BJP, Prime Minister Modi, a debt of gratitude. But just see the alignment that every other political party to it. But most importantly, will stand up as one of the opposition parties and debate this bill. That party is the party that has moved the genocide of Kashmiri Pandits bill in the Rajya Sabha. So a lot of forces are beginning to now get aligned to our cause, to have on the record that our suffering was unparalleled, to have now BJP in its manifesto committed. And if there's one thing I know about Prime Minister Modi, it is that he means what he says what he means. I do want to talk about the national perspective because it's important to understand the bigger game so that we can play our role correctly. When you look at the overall delimitation commission architecture, it is a TSMAR bill. The first thing it has done is it has completely removed the fraudulent census 2011 architecture. The second thing it has done is it has removed the asymmetry between Jammu and Kashmir representation. The third thing that Rakesh Kaulji from the Valley talked about, how he's trying to reconstitute South Anantnag to be favorable to the Kashmiri Pandits. The reason Kashmiri Pandits didn't have seats in the assembly is because there was gerrymandering done. Our constituencies where we were strong were redrawn so that our democratic rights could be eliminated. We were not in the assembly because of a deliberate, sinister plan that was executed to remove our voice. And that has now come to an end. The key implication of this architecture now is BJP, like any political party, is already thinking of how it will move from Lieutenant Governor rule of J&K to BJP rule of J&K. It's very clear that that's their goal. And this is where we have to understand that throughout the history of Kashmir, Kashmiri Pandits have been the fulcrum group. We have been the fulcrum group. 2 seats in a divided state of Jammu and Kashmir is huge political power. It is like having 20 seats in some other state. So these 2 individuals will have political power that vastly exceeds that of their numbers. And the other thing, with all due respect, Kashmiri Pandits are still the best interlocutors with the majority community. We have lived with them, we understand them. And in the assembly, I expect the 2 Kashmiri Pandit nominees will play a mission critical role in building consensus on important bills. So I have great optimism that these 2 individuals, and in the months to come, we will talk about how to provide our inputs in a democratic way. Ultimately, it's the Lieutenant Governor's decision. But we will provide those inputs, and somewhere, at least, there will be consideration. Now, the key thing for us is what lies ahead in terms of the two seats, the two nominees, the two individuals who have been given this. I agree with Ashwiniji. We should set our sights higher. We should look at how do we move forward with a seat in parliament? How do we move forward with the National Human Rights Commission? But for GKPD, I think Yogendraji's message is a very strong message. We should seriously look at opening an office in the Valley, because what is GKPD at the end of the day? And I will end with that remark. We are nothing but the strategic depth of our Biradri who are frontline warriors. That's it. We are the strategic depth. So if the community in the Valley decides that they will create a core committee of 14 people, you know what? Let us know how we can support you and empower you to get organized. That's the only thing we want to do. We want to join hands. We want to be the strategic depth. We want to empower. And we want to have victory. We want our homeland. We want to be back in our land. And in the process, let us not forget the mission. Kashmiri Pandit civilization was never about us. Kashmiri Pandit civilization was about humanity. And as you can see, where the world is being driven to madness, the Kashmiri Pandit values of non-violence, where the very idea of the other is considered to be the greatest sign of ignorance. Our emphasis on knowledge, our emphasis on consciousness, our emphasis on beauty. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. These values will triumph, and we will be reunited with Merge Kashmir. We will be reunited with each other. We will win. We will make history in the Valley again. That is the guarantee of our ancestors. That is their greatest gift to us, that our way of life will win. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rakeshji, for those words. We have Ram Avatar Bhattji, who has also joined us from Jammu. Ram Avatar Bhattji, please unmute yourself. He has something, he was not formally in the panel, but we're always pleased to welcome him in all discussions because he has a very wide insight into what's going on in Jammu and Kashmir. Ram Avatar Bhattji. Ram Avatarji, can you hear us? Please unmute yourself. You had unmuted yourself. I think you're muted again. Yeah. Ramji, can you hear us? Yeah, you're unmuted now. Go on. We can't hear. Yes.
I have only one thing to say about this ongoing debate in Kashmiri Pandit community about the political empowerment And first of all, I am grateful personally and on behalf of the community to Modi ji led Bharat Sarkar that it is the first time in the history of Kashmiri Pandits that we have been given political empowerment in State Assembly, which is a welcome step. And we all obviously welcome to this great initiative of the Modi ji. But at the same time, we all are in the same opinion, and everybody for last couple of days are on the same page that the person who will be representing community in upper house assembly, he or she should be nominated after having internal community election. So two options we have left to where we should speak, because every member of the community right from Sheetal Nath were only of the opinion that asgasasing ak party, ak leader, one voice, so that the people who are at the helm of affairs will not take us for granted, and they will not use again and again same excuse that you are divided, you have so many leaders, you have so many parties, and let you join hands together, unite community, and then we are ready to listen you. Agar how long will be followers? Pick and choose policies will not be accepted. I'm telling you very seriously, we must focus on it, that the people who will represent us in the assembly, they should be elected. So two things are left with the Bharat Sarkar. They must understand our point of view, that number one, the person, first of all, they should have reserved 2 constituencies for the Kashmiri, in the Kashmir Valley for the Kashmiri Pandits, so that the migrant, not only displaced community people, but the this majority community people, they should also come forward and vote if the constituencies are being reserved for the community. And number 2, if it is not possible for them to reserve 2 constituencies for Kashmiri Pandits, so that they will also be following the democratic system. Another option they have left, let us have a community internal election, which will be monitored by the government, at least a divisional commissioner, and let us have a community election first, who will be elected with the internal community election. That person should be nominated in the assembly. This is another option they have left if they are really serious to empower our community. So one, reserve 2 constituencies for Kashmiri Pandits. If it is not possible for them, let we have an internal community election. Whosoever will be elected by the community members at large, that person only should be, nominated by the government of India. Otherwise, this will be again, we have to follow a people, and the person who will be, nominated by the helm of affairs at that point of time, nor he will do justice with the political party whom he represent, nor he can be able to do justice with the community he also represents. So on these lines, my submission to this house and the GKPD, this is a very, precious time for all of us to get unite on this point, that we accept only elected representatives. That is all.
Thank you so much, Ram Avtarji. Thank you for joining. We are nearly coming to a close. It's been more than 1 hour. I would like to welcome Utpal Kaulji. Utpal Kaulji needs no introduction. Everybody knows Utpalji. He is the Commander-in-Chief of GKPD India. Utpalji, are you here? Utpalji, can you unmute yourself?
Namaskar, Mara. On behalf of GKPD and on my own behalf, and I thank everybody who participated here, and it was a fruitful discussion. But let me tell you, after me, Surendraji is also speaking, and he will formally thank and say something about some new programs. But today is a Human Rights Day also. and we Kashmiri Pandits are fighting, in fact, for last 70 years, 75 years, and for last 33 years very strongly for our rights. As everybody knows, we are victims of genocide. We are victims of jihadi terrorism. I have to mention here very specially, every Kashmiri Pandit gives the example of what the former Chief Justice of India and NHRC Chief Venkata Chalaya said in his report, that Kashmiri Pandits, it is like akin to genocide. We quote this. And I may have to tell you that it was again Ashwini Tranguji and team of some 6 to 7 people who fought for 5 years in National Human Rights Commission. And then Human Rights Commission chief said that Kashmiri Pandits have suffered akin to genocide. So we have to take our voice to all over the globe to ask for our human rights. And again, when we decided to fight for our justice in different levels, and one of them was to have empowerment, political empowerment, and we are very expert in organizing programs. Kashmiri Pandits, if I remember, we have organized more than 10 to 15,000 programs all over the world, seminars, processions, debates. But going technically, nobody knows it better than Ashwini-ji. So it was Justice Sarabji, Khodda Sahab, Rakesh-ji, all got together. And I have to mention here, there were other groups also who went to Delimitation Commission, but there is a game changer. What a wonderful presentation Ashwini Trangu-ji did it 3 to 4 times. And we had a very nice meeting for nearly 65 minutes to 70 minutes before Delimitation Commission, where the Ranjana Desai ji, its chairman, and the Chief Election Commission and other members were sitting. And when we explained, Ashwini ji gave a wonderful presentation, and I spoke for a few minutes also. And when Delimitation Commission chairman said that they have a substance, they have a point, because Chief Election Commissioner had said to us that he has no powers, and we had told him that yes, we know you don't have powers. It is only the parliament which can do it. But you can say in your report that this delegation has come and they demand 5 seats because they are not represented properly. We had one Habakadal constituency. Everybody knows what had happened to that. And so today we are happy. Yojana naam sahasrani shanai gacheti papilika agachan veneteju api padamekam na gachati. We may be, हम चींटी की तरह आस्ता आस्ता चलते हैं, खरगोश की तरह दौड़ नहीं लगाते हैं, लेकिन हम निरंतर निरंतर चलते रहेंगे और एक दिन हमारी जीत होगी। इस विश्वास के साथ मैं आप सब लोगों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं, खासकर सराफ साहब का, खोडा साहब का, मेरे भाई राम अवतार जी का, राकेश जी का, और अश्विनी जी तो मेरे गुरुभाई भी हैं, तो उनको और योगिंदर जी को और शफालिका जी और काशी आकुर जी को भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं तो सुरेंद्र जी मेरे लीडर हैं, नेता हैं, वो कुछ बोलेंगे, उनके लिए मैं ज्यादा समय छोड़ देता हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Utpal ji. So, Saraf sahab, did you want to say something quickly? आप अनम्यूट कर दीजिए 1 मिनट।
I'm audible?
Anmara.
just 2 minutes.
जी
यहाँ बात हुई आर के भट्ट साहब ने कही और मेरे ख्याल में जोगिंदर कोल साहब ने इसके तरफ रेफरेंस दी कि हमारा नुमाइंदा कौन जाएगा वहां, कौन जाएगा, कब जाएगा, इट्स अ कंजेक्चर. बट मेरी एक सजेशन है इसमें, इनफैक्ट सजेशन बिकॉज वी हैव बीन वर्किंग ऑन इट. जब हमने श्राइन बिल की बात शुरू की, टेम्पल्स एंड श्राइन बिल की बात हमने जब शुरू की, हमने स्टार्टेड इन 2000. इसका ये मतलब तो था कि दैट आवर चाइल्ड शुड बी प्रोटेक्टेड, मगर उस वक्त हमने साथ ये भी कहा कि वी वांट एन इलेक्टेड बॉडी फॉर दैट, जिसकी वो बोर्ड बनेगा फ्रॉम डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल टू प्रोविंशियल लेवल. उसमें ये भी एक पॉइंट था कि जो हमारा नुमाइंदा कल वहां से निकल कर आएगा, बन के आएगा, शायद वो आगे कहीं ऐवानों में जाएगा. विद दैट टाइम वी गिव रेफरेंस टू दैट गुरुद्वारा प्रबंधन कमेटी एक्ट, क्योंकि ये प्रोसीजर है. जो उस गुरुद्वारा कमेटी का जो इलेक्टेड प्रेसिडेंट जो बन जाता है टॉप पर, उसी को गवर्नमेंट कॉप्ट करती है, आइदर हाउस अपर हाउस में या लोअर हाउस में. तो मेरी ये गुजारिश है कि ये तो ठीक है, दैट शुड बी सम कैरेक्टर, हाउ टू डिटरमिन इट, हम कैसे कर सकते हैं. उसके लिए मेरे दानिश में, इन माय व्यू, दैट वी विल गो फॉर साइमल्टेनियसली फॉर दिस श्राइन एंड प्रोटेक्शन बिल के लिए भी, वहां से ही हमारा नुमाइंदा निकल आएगा. एक बात है, और जस्ट वन मिनट, ये माइग्रेंट की बात आ गई, आई वांट टू क्लियर दैट पॉइंट. इस माइग्रेंट पर ये जो हमारी ये विवेक तनखा जी उसकी बिल है राज्यसभा में, उसने वहां लिखा है, उसका ये डिमांडेड दैट दिस इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस माइग्रेशन वी शुड बी यूज्ड एट आईडीपीएस. हमारी इंटरप्रिटेशन है इस बारे में. हमारी 2009 में जो प्रेजेंट आजकल है हमारे यूनाइटेड नेशंस के सेक्रेटरी जनरल एंटोनियो गुतेरेस, ही वाज कमिश्नर ऑफ रेफ्यूजीज दैट टाइम. आई मेट हिम दिल्ली थ्रू कर्टसी ऑफ दिल्ली से ही उस वक्त था समाज के, तो हमने उसको कहा कि ऐसी बात है. देन ही सेड देयर इज नो डिफरेंस बिटवीन आईडीपी एंड रेफ्यूजीज. हम कहते थे कि हमें भी कुछ दे दीजिए. देन ही सेड दैट यू ट्राई, गवर्नमेंट को कन्विंस करिए दैट दे विल चेंज योर डिजिग्नेशन फ्रॉम दिस माइग्रेशन टू द आईडीपीएस, देन प्रोबेबली यू विल बी एंटाइटल्ड टू सम relief or something which refugees given you. ये मुझे दो बातें करनी थी. With that I close my comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saraf sir, for those insights. Now we are closing this. For concluding remarks, I would like to invite Dr. Surinder Kohl from US. Dr. Surinder Kohl is the co-founder of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora.
Let me take
You
that.
want to? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Namaskar, everyone. I know we are all running late. This was a very important meeting, so I am very happy that everybody got a chance to speak, and everybody, including me, was patiently listening to your words of wisdom. First of all, congratulations to your hard work. This is one of the inspiring moments that how a focused initiative which is pursued bear fruits. And this was not just mere talk. You basically walked the talk, and congratulations, Ashwini ji, you led it, and Saraf Sahab, and everyone, Rakesh ji, Upal ji, and everyone, as a team, worked very hard. I know that 2 seats will not be equivalent to our genocide response. It's fair question. But, I want to tell everyone, all the community members, see the challenges in front of us. First of all, our imprint as a stakeholder is being written. Just try to understand. And it's not for 5 years, it's not for 10 years, it's for last 33 years and more. This is very challenging. So we have to get it back to the track. And why these 2 seats, even though our activists and volunteers have pleaded for 5 seats, including a seat in the Lok Sabha. But whatever we have got, even if it is 2, I see it differently because it puts our stakeholdership back in the records, in the annals of the records of the Lok Sabha and Kashmir. So that is where it is important. And what my suggestion and request will be, just, okay, we take these, but continue to work on additional seats because empowerment is very important. Now, the question about that we get discouraged about migrants and internally displaced people. Yes, of course, this is a very technical thing, and we have been quoted with this wrong nomenclature. It has gotten attached with us. But, given our situation, we have to take it but work towards rectifying. So that is my request that Kunsa Chas Basan ki he Vancha Son genocide cha Don Seaton Khatre is, and that's a very fair question. Magar, it's not only about 2 seats, it is about getting the stakeholdership back as we as a community, as a stakeholder, despite all the things of being us written off. So I know this is also fair that we have been represented in the past, and despite that, we became victims of genocide. That's also a fair question, but I think there should be some provision of finding out a way that not the agents of those, but a sort of a person who is really a representative of the community, who has a good track record of working for the community, is chosen for these nominations. So that will be the work in progress. Anyhow, so I will just make certain announcements. The stakeholdership. I'm emphatically using these words, stakeholdership, and that is very, very paramount. So in that connection, we are doing certain things. I think you might be aware that Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, Jammu Kashmir Vichar Manch, and Youth All India Kashmiri Samaj is facilitating a heritage tour to Kashmir next year from September 10th to September 17th, 2024. This is one of the other initiatives in that direction, that we have to focus on Kashmir and basically keep on telling that what from Kashmir, not from Delhi, not from other cities, but just from Kashmir. We are very immensely thankful to committee, Z-tier committee, who has offered us 25 rooms. We are very thankful to Durganak organization, who has offered Durganak facility for us with 16 rooms and 4 dormitories. We are thankful to Pokrival organization that is near Hari Parbat, who they have offered their facility to us. Similarly, Gopinath Ashram Ji has offered their ashram for us. These are all community facilities where we'll be utilizing them for this heritage tour. And subsequently, we have gotten the budgeted hotels in the Boulevard Road. And so this is and very soon you will see the registration forms coming out and how the things to fill that in. I request everyone to be part of this historic tour and to reclaim what belongs to us. And what 2 days, there will be 2 days international conference at Sher Kashmir Convention Center. So there will be a political session, because there will be GKPD along with all our partners. We are trying to create a team of community members who have a track record of being into the politics, the real politics, to engage with various mainstream political parties in J&K. And that is because that we have never asked and held them accountable. What plan do they have? They have been always getting absolved when we are not engaging. So we will be engaging, including BJP, Congress, National Conference, PDP, whatever. I mean to say, they are in the democratic form. We have to remain engaged, and we have to hold them accountable and see what they have. That is how we will be in the process of engagement with the political parties, to check with them what is there, and we'll be emphatic, and we will see where we can reach. So these are the tools that in the democracy we have all these things that we should use to secure the best interest of community at ground zero. And this is basically for all those 7,000, 8,000 members of our community who are residing in Kashmir. So you will see a lot of movement happening. I request you all to be part of this historic heritage tour. And we are working, the organizing team is working hard to facilitate and secure a very budgeted so that it doesn't get too expensive. So soon you will have certain notifications coming up. So with those, I once again thank you for giving me this opportunity and time. Back to you, Shafalika.
Thank you so much, Surendraji, for those concluding remarks. And we look forward to seeing all in Kashmir in September 2024 in Srinagar. Thank you all, especially to the panelists for joining. Thank you.